How's everybody doing? It's Wednesday, hump day. Lots of fucking humping going on out there, I'm sure. It's Fandom Empire. And let me tell you, it was a lot easier to do middle of the day streams when you didn't have to, wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Tends to go a little smoother. No, I mean, I was prepared for this. You guys knew this was coming. Those of you that tune into the channel regularly knew that we were going to be doing a spoiler-free review of this. Right off the top, I myself have not seen the movie. I've read the script. But there is quite literally nobody I trust more when it comes to information about Halloween Kills or Halloween Ends or anything else than our primary source. I wish I could name, but I'd probably get him in a lot of trouble. So we can't do that. Cameron Davey says, no humping, but grinding, absolutely. Cameron, it might be a bit early for grinding, my man. Maybe just a tad bit early for grinding. How's everybody doing? Hopefully everybody's having a great day. We set the stream up. Tommy is in the chat, but not with us on screen because you might see as much blood as you see in Halloween Kills if he was on screen. Our thoughts are with Tommy right now, who went through a battle with the dentist, and he's recovering. So thoughts are with Tommy. But you can communicate with him in the chat. I see Mike Bish is here. What's Mike Bish doing? I have no idea what Mike Bish is doing. The Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast. I know those guys. Go check them out. Check out their YouTube channel. I mean, we do a lot of news stuff here. Once in a while, we'll go back and do some older movie reviews. If you want to see a YouTube channel tackle older movies, and I'm sure they're going to do newer stuff as well, I honestly don't think there are two better individuals on YouTube, period, that have chemistry like Frank and Darren do. And I quite enjoy tuning into those guys. Sadly, it's almost never live, but I love the what they got going over there. So head on over to the Slaughtered Lamb Movie Podcast and click that subscribe button. All right, there's lots to talk about. A little bit of a different graphical setup today. We're going to talk about the venue and security. We're going to talk about the actual review, which is going to be kind of all over the place because him and I have been talking since about 5 o'clock this morning, off and on whenever we can. And there is most certainly a lot to go over. And yet I'm in between shifts at work right now. So I am on a time crunch. But we're going to do the best that we can. We're also going to talk about what he ranked the movie. Keeping in mind, he has now seen it twice within the last, 9 hours or so. I don't think I was supposed to say that, so I won't say anything else. Apologies, dude. Me and my big mouth. Obviously, I was supposed to say you said it. Anyways. There's a lot coming out. I see some other YouTube channels are already putting out reactions and reviews, and I think we're probably going to dive a little bit deeper than some of those guys do. But those guys are absolutely. Wolfman put one out today, had multiple reactions in there. I love what he does over there with his channel. I actually seen him on the Slaughtered Lamb movie podcast not too long ago. So if you're listening, Jade, it is still 16 minutes out, it says. So here we are. 877 hours till Halloween Kills, apparently. Well, not for those in Venice. Let's start off with this. The venue and the security. You're going to see me looking down at my phone a lot. I don't have notes prepared. I'm basically referencing a conversation that's been going on all morning. And I can tell you that the venue and the security the venue is beautiful, by the way. This is only one screen, and I don't know about where you guys live. They don't build cinemas that look like this in Canada. They don't. I would love to sit here and say that we have a cinema, a movie theatre, that's what I said, theater that looks this good. I know we're starting off small. Bear with me. We'll get to the good stuff. And if you want to have a question or comment right on air, be sure to send in a super chat, and we will do that as well. If you want to support the channel, you can do so on Patreon. If Tommy wants to post the link, it's patreon.com/Fandom Empire. We'll be covering even more stuff this Sunday night. But yeah, no, this looks phenomenal. I think it looks brilliant. I'm jealous to say that we don't have a cinema, not even in Toronto, that looks this fresh and this nice. And it looks great. It looks great. And I mean, when you have that as your backdrop, it's not bad, right? You know, Venice is one of the most beautiful cities on the planet. There's been so many movies shot over there. Spider-Man Far From Home comes to mind. The Casino Royale comes to mind. That's just two to name a few. The Johnny Depp, Angelina Jolie movie, I can't remember what that was called. It comes to mind. Such a beautiful backdrop. So I couldn't imagine actually being there and trying to focus on the movie when you get to see that. Definitely a bucket list item for me. Although probably bad considering I'm going to expose myself here and say, I don't know how to swim. So if anything happened, I'd be dusted. Thank you, Tommy. There's the Patreon link right there. We're going to do some Q&A later. Again, if you want to get your question or comment right on air, you're probably going to have to super chat. We'll get to as many of them as we can. Shorter show. Let's dive into this. The security is very tight. Like, it's impressively tight. I got to see a couple of pictures that weren't actually from my source. And I feel confident in saying I don't think the whole movie's going to leak. The Slaughtered Lamb movie podcast. In the summer, Venice really pongs. Interesting. So yeah, I don't think we're going to see as much from this as I may have initially thought, but I can tell you already that 2 clips went up and got taken down in a fucking hurry. I did not see these clips, just seen the images of them being taken down. I believe that they were real. They were probably shit quality. I want to address this, though, off the top. There is a press conference that went around in Venice. It's with David Gordon Green, Jamie Lee Curtis, I believe a couple others. And during this press conference, because, I mean, this is what this movie has done for the last year and a half, there is a massive spoiler. Like a massive spoiler comes out in the press conference. Or so I've heard. I haven't seen it myself. Don't really have interest in watching, if I'm being honest. You know, Jamie Lee Curtis will go up there, accept her reward tonight. I guess it's only a few hours from now at this point. Another filmed in Don't Look Now is another filmed in Venice. But yeah, no, it's just there's so much to dissect here. But I just want to start off by saying those that have an opportunity to be over there and experiencing that setting and those surroundings and those screens, truly jealous of each and every one of you. It looks spectacular. All right. Let's move on. I'm going to read this word for word. Originally, and again, as I'm reading this, I've only read this once. If I see something that I think maybe might be a little spoilery, I might pause for a second. Originally, we were just going to post a spoiler-free reaction, and then I seen a bunch of Twitter accounts and a bunch of YouTube channels already posting reviews from the movie. And I thought to myself, well, why the hell not? Let's just post this guy's review, meaning our source. And big thanks to him, by the way, who he's operating on a massive time zone shift, 6 hours. So like he's exhausted as it is, and was kind enough at literally just before 5 a.m. Just after 5 a.m. this morning. No, pardon me, just before 5 a.m. this morning. He was messaging me with this stuff, and I can't thank him enough for his dedication. He can be over there enjoying himself and having a blast. Like that's a dream type vacation. And he's taking the time to message us. So here we go. Halloween Kills. Let me let's throw this up. Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills. What a fucking movie. There's truly never been a slasher film on this scale before. Ever. I can't think of a single film that encapsulates and tackles all that Halloween Kills does. Let's make this one thing perfectly clear. This is Michael Myers' film. But that does not come at the sacrifice of the characterization of our main trio and the returning legacy characters. Michael Myers, aka The Shape, is at his most sinister here, if you don't count Rob Zombie's humanized maniac. He is brutal, and he's an unkillable force. Apologies, lost my spot here, guys. 1 second. The kills are on full display, full out carnage, yet Michael never manages to feel like any of his slasher counterparts. I think that's important. I think that's really important because I think people started to see the trailer, people started to hear rumors of the kill count, and immediately, and I've heard this referenced on several channels, including this one, that this might be a Michael Myers that is far more like Jason Voorhees than some people are comfortable with. And I know that's been a worry for some. And thankfully, it doesn't sound like that ends up happening. He is still The Shape. This is James Jude Courtney's best performance by far, albeit there's only one other one to compare it to. This is The Shape in every way possible. Now, again, I guess I'll give a light spoiler warning here, even though I think everybody under the sun knows that this is happening. There's a flashback in the movie. From the 1978 flashback, where Michael slithers behind bushes and the pristine 78 mask takes on its full glory. So anybody that was worried they weren't going to see the mask, I mean, I'd like to think that you've already seen the filming of the flashback. It's all over YouTube. Was never taken down, at least parts of it. You know, it's front and center. The cast is excellent from top to bottom. Laurie, who spends... see, I'm not going to read that. The cast is excellent from top to bottom. Laurie, who spends the film processing Michael's evil as she heals from her wounds, is a formidable narration character who provides context and, a la Dr. Loomis. Her lines are sharp and to the point. Karen and Allison take center stage here, though, and are the heart of the film. Judy Greer plays Karen with strength and vulnerability. Karen is a woman who wants to protect her mother's sanity and does not want to give in to her inner demons and accept her fate. Allison, grieving the loss of her father, is bloodthirsty for revenge and retribution for the fear Michael has caused Haddonfield. Everyone is committed to their roles. Anthony Michael Hall, as Tommy Doyle, is a brooding force, one who commands the screen with his dialogue. However, it's Kyle Richards who has a standout scene, stunning in her commitment to her role as Lindsay. Nancy Stevens and Charles Cyphers are a welcome addition from 78, though they don't get much to do. It's a big film. This film, like we've been saying the entire time, is truly an ensemble film. The cinematography is hands down one of the most beautiful of the franchise and is the most Dean Cundy-esque. It is a beautiful film. The flashback stuns in its cinematography, editing out the also beautiful Halloween 2. Although, I'm going to give you guys this one here. Let me pull up the chat. There is, I'm not going to spoil anything, a like gigantic nod. Like, think of the asteroid from Armageddon. There is a gigantic nod to Halloween 2 in this film. The flashback feels like the viewer is placed back into the cold streets of Haddonfield on that 1978 night. Halloween Kills, for those who are invested in the characters and the myth of the boogeyman, succeeds. It is an emotional, brooding, and brutal slasher film. It is stunning. It's the second chapter in David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy. This is his Empire Strikes Back. This is The Dark Knight. This is Halloween Kills. And that's where he ended his the basis of his review. I'll pick at some other things him and I have spoken about this morning. Let's get to the score. He gave Halloween Kills an 8.9 out of 10. I will go ahead and say the nod has absolutely nothing to do with the hospital. He gave Halloween Kills an 8.9 out of 10. I know some people might be thinking, well, why isn't it 10 out of 10? Why isn't it 9 out of 10? Why isn't it 9.5 out of 10? And this is the reason why I trust this guy's word more than a lot of other people, is he finds a way to leave recency bias out of it and judges the movie for a movie and not just a Halloween movie. And it's one of the reasons why I love talking to him back and forth. So 8.9 out of 10, guys, is something to get excited for. To be honest, I thought he was going to say maybe an 8, a 7.5, which I still would have been happy with. 8.9 out of 10 is 89%. That is a fantastic score. He also ranks Halloween Kills, after seeing it twice now, number 2 in the franchise. A far step above all other sequels that came in this franchise, including the likes of Halloween 2, Halloween 4, and Halloween 2018. And I think that's a pretty big statement to make. I think if you leave seeing this movie thinking it's the second best movie you've ever seen, it is it's pretty great. The kill count in this movie, smell my fingers, Sean. No, there's no time for that. No time for smelling fingers, man. Sorry, we're in the process of ordering lunch here too. We're multitasking. And the skip driver's taking forever. So, of course he is. Anyways, the kill count in this movie is absolutely insane. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm just going to say I thought from reading the script and hearing reports and talking to someone who's seen the test screening that the kill count was already insane. And to know that the kill count is in fact much bigger than that is kind of crazy, if I'm being honest. Whoops. This is what happens when you're trying to multitask. The kill count is just off the wall nuts, which I'm really excited for. I think one of the main things here, as I look back at my notes, is the one thing that he can't say enough about is the flashback. The flashback is apparently going to just blow people away. Very Dean Cundy like. Although the interesting thing here is he also told me there are other parts of the film that feel very Dean Cundy-esque, which is huge. A lot of people are going to love that. If there's one thing people pick apart of 2018, is it's the way it's shot, and they obviously approach Halloween Kills from a different perspective, if you will. So you have that. Let's talk about some of the rumored stuff that's out there. I can tell you this without getting into what. If you have read the script, you're still in store for surprises. I know there were people out there that said, well, no, the film is done. It's just going to sit on a shelf now, and they're not going to tweak anything or change anything. They're just going to wait through the delay. And that is absolutely not the case whatsoever. There are two significant changes that I can think of than what's in the script and then what was in the test screening. So they definitely went back and did some stuff, which was nice because I was on the fence about that. I didn't think that there was an opportunity to necessarily do that with what was going on. And to find out that they did go back and change a couple of things is extremely satisfying. Because without getting into what, if you've been watching this channel, I've been sort of, beating the drum that there's one thing particular when I read this script that I just did not like at all. I loved what I read, and there was one thing that just sort of smacked you in the face, and I didn't like it. I thought it was a big time downer moment. And I'm so thrilled to say that is one thing they went and changed. And it really makes me feel a lot better. The Slaughterland Movie Podcast. I hope David Gordon Green's script is better than his book that was just pictures for kids. Yeah, I think that goes without saying. More likes, guys, or stuff. I'm not going to stop the review, but there's 150 people in here right now. There's a lot more to get to, including your questions. Let's have a bunch of y'all click that like button. Let's get up to 100 likes. 150 people. We're at 60. Let's get to 100 likes. I understand if people can't afford to donate to the channel. I get it. Trust me. Hard times for everybody right now. But definitely take a second. Click like on the video. It helps us out for sure. But yeah, no, I'm thrilled that was changed. I was surprised something else had been changed, considering what I heard about it. And I think people are going to love it. It's going to be a very, very interesting time. We're going to get to Q&A here in a second. I just want to go over these notes a couple more times here. So here's a few points. It's a very different kind of film than Halloween 2. And I always thought Halloween 2, well, I won't read that part. It's a very different film than Halloween 2. There's a lot of people out there that have been like, okay, this is going to be their version of Halloween 2, and the hospital's in it. So, of course, it's their version of Halloween 2. And it's just not the case whatsoever. I think there's people that are drawing a lot of parallels to Halloween 2, and I think those parallels are misplaced. Kills is a juggernaut. It does not let up once. It's entertaining from start to finish. It's a movie that you're going to have a hard time catching your breath. There's not a lot of moments to slow down. The person he went to see this with had an analogy. They said Halloween 2018 is Laurie's movie. It's warmer, quieter, and more digestible overall. Halloween Kills is Michael's movie. It's colder, darker, more brooding, and super in your face. Halloween Kills is the Aliens to Halloween 2018, if that makes sense. Ultimately, it's an ensemble film. We discussed that already. There's a bunch of spoilery stuff in here that I cannot get to. So you guys will have to wait to see the movie for that one. But there you have it. He thought the movie was fantastic. It contained a lot. I'll answer what I can, but I'm really not going to get into spoilers. So let's go with Q&A. Again, if you want to have your question or comment read on air, please send in a super chat and consider supporting the channel. Let's start off with Liam. Q&A time, guys. Q&A. We'll go for about 20 minutes here or so. How is the comedy in Kills? From what I understand, Liam, it is a lot less. Liam sure looks familiar. The suspense is definitely front and center in this movie. Although, as it was put to me, suspense can be subjective. Some people view suspense differently. And yet there's a lot of gore in this movie. You know, it's very violent. It's very graphic. So it's sort of a mixture of them both. Any news on the runtime? That is not something I asked about, if I'm being honest. The runtime was not exactly front and center for me. You know, it's probably around 105 minutes or so, 106 minutes, what people have been saying. I am not going to answer that. All I'm going to say is if you pay attention to this channel, you should know. Yeah, they do, but you know what? It doesn't mean that it was done effectively. I really don't think it did. No, sir, did not go to Venice. But we have a source that's over there having the time of his life right now. And it's been really, really cool to see some of the different things that he's doing over there. And it's just a blast. I know he's seen all sorts of movies so far and has got to see Halloween Kills. So, yeah. No, we didn't really talk about, well, at least today we didn't talk about the soundtrack for the movie. I think everybody knows the soundtrack leaked. So I didn't feel the need to really bring that up. Do you know if the guy who played Michael on the flashback did okay? I heard he was spectacular. Absolutely fantastic. I heard that as much as people love James Jude Courtney, this guy in the flashback is just phenomenal. Again, I don't know the actor's name. I'm still not sure I understand the reasoning for a different actor in it, to be honest. But yeah. Speaking of people in Italy, Ricardo is there. Sir, you have a very beautiful home. Can you talk about anything with the opening credit sequence? I will say this. If you're part of our Patreon, we talked about the opening credit sequence before, and they definitely altered it. It's still in the same vein. I'll say this. You have never seen a opening credit sequence like this one. I think it's going to set the tone for the movie. And I think people are going to be really, really happy. If you say so. If you say so. Apologies, guys. Just checking on our order here. Oh my god, this is ridiculous. Yeah. Apologies. I'm gonna have to end up canceling a lunch order here. This guy has no idea where the fuck he's going. It's been at 12 and 11 minutes forever. So gotta love it. Gotta love it. You seen it? No, I have not seen it. I have not seen it. I will see it October the 14th. But I absolutely trust who has. I'll say that. We're not going to touch on anything Halloween Ends right now, but we've heard a few things, and we'll be talking about that on our Patreon show. Lampkin Lane, pardon me. Which you can sign up for, patreon.com/Fandom Empire. No, Mike, you are the GOAT, dude. Minus your love for Drake. Do I think IMAX is still going to happen? No, absolutely not. There is no full release for this in IMAX. It's not going to happen. Does that mean you're not going to be able to see the movie on an IMAX screen? No. Select theaters might have some showtimes for it, but there's probably not going to be many, considering Bond opens the week before and Dune opens the week after. I was told, though, like the one thing that stands out, and you've heard us talk about this on the channel a lot, is the scope and the scale of the movie. You know, we have not overstated that. It really is balls to the walls crazy. The scope and the scale is just asinine. And it was told to me, anyways, that if you're going to see this movie and you have a chance to see this in a Dolby Cinema theater, or if you're one of the lucky ones that has an IMAX showtime, see it in one of those ways, Dolby Cinema or IMAX, because there will probably never be a Halloween movie again that is the scope and the scale of Halloween Kills. I heard it's reminiscent to that. There's definitely a lot of brutal gore in this movie, and yet a lot of suspense, much like Halloween does. Where do we have here? Again, Toronto Freddy. Sorry, Tommy B with the Patreon link. Well, I mean that's obviously a clear spoiler, man, which I cannot answer here. All I will say is the flashback is not super short by any means. It's basically right on the money with how long we said it would be. If you've tuned into our channel before or a Patreon subscriber, and there's more than one, is what I would say. Do you think we'll have the opportunity to see it? I think some people will have the opportunity to see it in IMAX, but it's going to be few and far in between. I hope they show Michael munching on the dog in the 1978 flashback. Yeah, I don't know. Is Michael shot effectively, and does the director use distance to establish him? I can tell you that Michael is shot quite differently in this movie than 2018. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Again, multitasking here. Post-credit scene, I'd rather not comment on that, is what I would say. Dude says the flashback part was my favorite part of the script, but probably because I know it's set back in the 70s. The flashback is not going to disappoint people, like, at all. And if you've been keeping up with what perhaps somebody will shut Bob's Van Door in the flashback. There's definitely a couple of surprises to be had in the flashback. It really sounds like this movie delivers, and I do think the positive reviews already coming out of Venice. There'll be more as the day goes on. Not from us. This is it for us today. There will be, if the reviews stay this positive, and I've yet to see a negative one. I'm sure there is one out there. Word of mouth from Venice will help this movie at the box office. It's just the way it works. Sean, do you feel what they changed will justify Halloween Ends jumping ahead a few years? I definitely think it benefits from it. I 110% think that them. I think that there are changes in this movie that were more than likely made. I can't confirm this because they changed what's going to happen with Halloween Ends. That seems apparent. What's going on, Zacharoni? Hopefully you're doing well, man. I'm with you, Jay. I talked about this last night at length. I think once we start to see and hear reviews from people that aren't Halloween fans, people that just love going to see movies and what they thought of it as a movie, those are the ones I think you can take more substance in. I know Kieran, one of our co-hosts here at Fandom Empire Live, disagrees with me on that. But I truly think when the general audience loves the movie, you can expect big things. And I think within the next 24 hours, you're going to get an idea what a lot of the general moviegoers thought of this movie, at least the ones over there. Oops, sorry, that's the wrong one. Any chance Loomis will return? All I'm gonna say about that is it's already very public knowledge, and I don't want to say it on here, so I would go Google it if I were you. But it's already extremely public knowledge, one way or the other. Well, Michael's brutality changed throughout the movie. Like he gets angrier and becomes more violent. I stand by what I said. I don't know, 18 months ago. I said that we were told, and this is before a script leak. We were told, actually, it's probably more than 18 months ago now. We were told that Michael Myers is pissed off in Halloween Kills. And that might, take some people the wrong way. Some people might not like that. But make no mistake, Michael Myers is pissed off in Halloween Kills. I think him being left for dead in the house was kind of irked him a bit. Will Tommy be in Halloween Kills? No comment. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. There are a bunch of great channels out there. As I mentioned off the top, Slaughterland Movie Podcast, Dave McCrae, Wolfman's Got Nards. Those guys have been fantastic at covering. There's other ones. I'm not going to name them. But there are other people that have content coverage on this stuff. Lee, Drum Dums, that do a real good job on it and keeping up with stuff. And I'm sure as more reactions and more reviews come out, you'll see those channels doing things as well. Well deserved, man. At the end of this, probably sounds terrible, but I don't do shout outs just for the sake of doing shout outs. I believe that if you're going to shout someone out, there should be some validity to it. And you and Frank have been nothing short of amazing to me anyway, and to the channel. So it's appreciated, man. Hopefully you're doing well. And does the violence take away from the mystique of Michael? I would say there are scenes in this movie that make Michael even more fucked up, is what I would say. And by the way, I don't know if this has got out there yet. There are a couple of TV spots that have started to get put out there that are new, that I've seen in bad quality, that show a little bit of new footage. So not that you need to see anymore. I don't know the kill count. I have an idea on what the minimum is, and it's even higher than what I thought it was prior. Like I said, when our source says that you don't get time to rest during this movie, you legitimately don't get time to rest during this movie. Yeah, that's accurate. David Gordon Green's already talked about that. Myers' house is in the flashback and in the current timeline. So yeah. Will anyone spill peanut butter on their penis in Halloween Kills? I think it's safe to say that's not going to happen. I think that's safe to say. Where are we here? Is it possible that the Halloween Kills kill count could set an all-time record for slasher films? I don't want to say anything for sure, because until I see it with my own eyes, you don't know, You might notice something someone else doesn't. I will say this. I would be stunned if it doesn't. I'd be utterly stunned if it doesn't. I'd have to go back and read what the highest kill counts are in slashers, but it's way up there. No, I don't think so, Vince. I think that the perception of the original is going to stick. And I remember having a conversation with Frank Riker about this before. I think people are going to see the flashback, and I think you're going to have a lot of people go, well, why couldn't we have just done a whole nother movie in 1978? Let's do a 1978 movie. I think the flashback has done that effective. Again, this is going off of me reading it and me hearing what happened at the screening all of about 8 hours ago. Do you think this will make big money? Big money during a pandemic? Yeah. I think it's going to do okay. I think Venom moving helped. One of those two movies had to go to that date. It was too obvious not to. Do I think it's going to do Shang-Chi money? No, not a chance. I saw the shaved head. I did not see the torn hamstring, my friend. That it's not good. Hopefully you get well. Our boy Chad. How's it going, Chad? Excuse me. Take a drink. Voice is going on me. Still have a whole afternoon shift to do. Join late. Sorry, I heard already that the essence of the 78 film was recaptured perfectly in the flashback. Any thoughts? I stand by what I just said. There are going to be people that walk out of that movie going, wow, what if they would have done a whole nother movie in 1978? They really went all out on trying to recreate a setting that makes it believable that, you know, you see the continuation of events from that night 40 years ago, at least in the movie timeline. Let's see, what else do we have here? Six more likes from 100 apparently. Let's click that like button, people. Let's get to 100. We're at 94. Did I miss a super chat by chance, by the way? Anthony Stanfield has 2. I don't know if I can highlight them, buddy. I'm going to try to. So bear with me here. How is the stalking and the jump scares? We didn't talk a lot about jump scares. We kind of talked about how scary the film is in general, and the general consensus seemed to be that it's a much scarier film than 2018, and the stalking is extremely front and center in this film. So I think you're going to get your hopes there. And is how he heals his hand anyway, we think. Not entirely sure what you're going there, Anthony. Maybe reword that for me, and don't super chat again. Just post it and I'll highlight it. Mike Bish. So based on what you know, is this movie going to deliver everything you wanted as a fan, or did they not do something you wanted them to do? There was really only one thing I really wanted them to change, and they changed it. So at this point, and I did think it had the ability to sort of I really love what I read, and I love what I heard about the actual movie itself. I was worried if they did not change that it wouldn't just be me that didn't like a specific part in the film, that it would probably be 90% of the audience. And they changed it. So congrats, proof that the movie did not sit on a shelf for a year and they just did nothing with it. The idea of that is just asinine, in my opinion. But yeah, no, I think that my hype level is even higher for this movie, man. And I know some people might say, "Well, why? You already know what happens in the movie." That doesn't matter to me. I'm completely stoked to go see this movie in a cinema on a big screen with people that I know and love. And I hope whether you guys have a chance to see this movie on a big screen in a Dolby Cinema on an IMAX screen, although there'll be few, or at home on premium video on demand, likely October 31st, but maybe not till November 1st. We'll have to wait and see, or streaming service. I would say that you guys are going to be pleased with what you see. I understand why some people might be hesitant to go to a movie theater. I can't stress enough. The one thing I've seen come out of this is you need to see this movie in a movie theater to do the scope and scale justice. It's the scope. Again, it was worded to me like this. Not only is it the biggest scope and scale of any Halloween movie, it's apparently the biggest scope and scale of any slasher movie, period. And you may never see something like this again, for all we know. And I think that's a lot to live up to, but we'll have to see what happens. Do you think there are chances that people will rate the film low for being too violent? My answer to that would be, who cares? You know, if you like the film, who cares what someone else thinks? I never let my opinion of a film be affected. I never let my opinion of a film be affected by what someone else thinks. You know, I remember after The Last Jedi came out, I hated it. Couldn't stand it. Still not very fond of it today. And there is a lot of hate for that movie, but that night, those first couple nights, a lot of people loved what they seen. And I remember basically being virally attacked on a old program that we used to do on a different network. And I really think, sorry about the dog, guys, he's gonna act up here. I really truly believe that if you worry about what other people think of a movie, there's a chance you could ruin it for yourself. So at the end of the day, sounds terrible, sounds even selfish. Fuck what anybody else thinks. Go in and enjoy the movie, or don't enjoy the movie, because at the end of the day, your opinion of a movie or a TV show or an event, a play, a sporting event, a wrestling event, whatever you want to say, is yours and yours alone, and not anybody else's. So I think this movie is going to be very well received. In fact, I'm going to go as far to say that I think in terms of the general public, this movie will be received even better than Halloween 2018, which I know is a little bit divisive in terms of hardcore Halloween fans, but in terms of the average moviegoer, people love that movie. There's a reason it made $255 million worldwide. Play some tunes under my voice here. We'll go for 10 more minutes, guys, and then we're going to wrap things up. Get in those questions or comments if you haven't yet. Click like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit the subscribe button. Click the notification bell. We will be live tomorrow night, Fandom Empire Now, and Mike and I will sort of dissect some of the things coming out of this movie in a little more organized manner when I have a chance to actually sort through the notes and focus in on some things. No spoilers, though. We're not here to do that. I haven't even decided if we will post a spoiler review on the Patreon. We may, but it'll be guarded with spoiler warnings. So I get what you're going for here, Jay. It's not animated, and it's not the real thing. And yet it's very close on multiple fronts. A lot of people knew about one thing. A lot of people didn't know about another because it wasn't in the script. See what everybody else is saying. Kills just got a 9.1 on IMDb. I would say that I'm stunned. I'm not, man. It's everything I've read just this morning states how incredibly amazing this is. Again, I think there are people that have seen past Halloween movies that maybe aren't diehards that will have no idea what they're missing if they don't go and see this movie. The one thing I've seen, not only from our source, but I've seen it in at least 5 or 6 other places, is most people default Halloween 78 as the best Halloween movie. I don't personally. But a lot of people are saying this is by far the best Halloween sequel, and that H2 and H4 and H18 don't come close to touching it. And like, to me, that is a massive statement. An absolutely massive statement. I would say this: don't read into everything you hear or see in the trailers. Read into that what you will. That said, I still stand by the trailers are extremely spoilery, and I'm not moving off that point. No. Humor is at a minimum in this movie. That was made very clear. Although, to be honest, I didn't really mind Julian, but yeah. Bloody hell, how do you have that? 3,152,800 seconds until Halloween Kills. Now, is that accurate? Are you talking about October 15th? Because you do realize most of us will see this movie October 14th. It's already started, man. Halloween Kills has already been shown multiple times, even though the technical world premiere is either just happened or about to happen. for whatever reason, they had screenings before. Again, we came out a few weeks ago with the news that they're showing the movie 13 times. I've seen 2 clips get taken down from YouTube already. My guess is some stuff will leak. There's just people that have the ability to sneak shit in. Avoid it. Save it for yourself. Anthony is messaging me. I didn't ask about that, Anthony, but from my recollection, kind of. I know that's not the answer you're probably looking for, but I don't know what you're referring to. Where is it? Jay? Is it Jay that said ends? Sorry about ends. I take it you got annoyed. You're talking about what you sent me. I'm not reading too much into that, if I'm being honest. Any CGI in this? Well, there's always special effects in films, even if it's very minimal, man. So yes, of course. Michael King, what's the best Halloween movie? For me, it's Halloween 4. I love Halloween 4. I think it's amazing. That doesn't mean other people agree with me, though. Most people, want to flay me like in Game of Thrones for saying Halloween 4 is the best Halloween movie, but it's just how I feel. I love Halloween 4. You can't trust IMDb ratings because people who haven't seen the movie could be logging on and hitting 10 out of 10 because they're fans. I'm not saying Halloween Kills is not good, but you know what I mean. Yeah, that's accurate, man. You see that with Rotten Tomatoes too. 110%. Do you got nothing better to do, man? Did you even sleep? I know I hardly slept. Up at 5 a.m. and back at her. I don't know how he doesn't think you're funny. You're way funnier than he is. Is Michael unmasked a lot in this movie? I don't know where that's coming from. I think people are reading too much into trailers. Don't read into that would be my advice to you. Yes, it did. They dropped a Rampage today, Ricardo. Absolutely. I'd already heard it, but it's a solid track. Rampage, Michael King. It's Rampage. Michael Stapp says, let's get to 110 likes. Fuck it. Let's get to 120 likes, people. Click that like button. Likey, like. Click the like button. Hit subscribe. All that good nonsense. I had to come check out this show. Yeah, no, we're going, man. We know it was going to be a crazy day. Sure enough, it is. Will this stream be available after you finish? Yeah, for sure. It should go up. I know YouTube takes some time sometimes to publish it, but no, absolutely, which is why I intended to keep it around 45 minutes to an hour. And we're about done here. Final chance, guys. Last questions here. We're going to get ready to get off here. Anybody have anything else before we get off? I'm going to just leave it. Yeah, thank you. Matt, I have no idea what I'm looking at here. What am I supposed to be looking at? No idea what that is. Talking to our chat mod, Matt. I'm just seeing if there's anything else that's in the non-spoiler stuff that I can sort of let you guys in on. Again, not going to go into spoilers here. So I would also say this. There is something in the film, in the current timeline, that we alluded to a lot, that paid tribute to 1978, that they did remove. If you've read the script, think about something that happens in 1978. And in the script, it happens towards the end in Halloween Kills. And while it was definitely a nice nod to something that happens in 78, they completely cut that from the movie. I kind of wish they didn't, but at the same time, I understand why that's the case. Rampage is until Friday, dude. Yeah, I know. Absolutely. I'm happy Venom 2 got moved. Yeah, I think it would have been happier if Halloween moved, but both of those movies are definitely in a better spot now to succeed financially. Cherub. Oh, good shit, man. Good shit. Mike Bish says Halloween 78, Halloween 2, Halloween 4 in that order. Mine is probably 4, 78, 18, then 2. And I firmly believe Halloween Kills has got a legitimate shot at being number 1. For me anyway. I still think I love Halloween 4 too much for it to be replaced. But we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Do we get a POV shot of Michael? There are POV shots in this movie. And they don't let you down. I'll say that. I will absolutely say that. No problem, Maddie. No problem, dude. Pleasure to have you. I mean, I think we know his mask comes off. It's in the trailer. So yeah, for sure. Absolutely. But the idea that he spends a considerable amount of time without his mask in this movie is just people creating their own fictional narrative. It's almost as bad as those people that beg people for spoilers and then go on their own channel pretending like they don't know what happens and didn't read scripts. Shots fired. Anyways, I think that's going to do it for us. Fandom Empire now tomorrow. We'll probably be tweeting stuff out. So if you haven't yet, please take a second, follow us on Twitter. You see it in the top right-hand corner, at Fandom Empire now. Something massive would have to drop for me to go back live today. So I don't think that's going to happen because I just don't have time for it. You'll notice that we'll be doing less live streams, especially after Halloween Kills ends. We'll still do our Tuesday night show. Thursdays might move to every other week. I don't know. I need to talk to Mike about that. But because I get significantly less time now with my family, family comes first. You know, I'm a family guy. And obviously, you know, we do a bunch of fandom content on this channel. Marvel, DC. Now we're doing wrestling shit with Jared in the chat. We'll probably continue to do AEW stuff. I don't have much interest in covering new WWE stuff. So the channel's not going anywhere. We're going to be doing stuff, more pre-produced shit because there's more time for that. And we'll see what happens. But the journey from now until a week after Halloween Kills comes out, so much content. And then obviously this Sunday on Lampkin Lane, if you haven't yet, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/Fandom Empire. We'll dive into some of the stuff that's been changed, what's in the movie, what's not. We won't go full spoiler territory, but we'll definitely be a little more hands-on than we were today. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Massive turnout. Greatly appreciated. To our chat mods that are doing their thing. And, you know, I have no voice. This is why I like having 3 co-hosts. I get to hand things off when Johnny doesn't rant for 2 hours. Anyways, big thanks to all you in the chat. Have a great day, night, wherever you are. And pay attention to Twitter. Reactions and reviews will be coming out all the time from every place imaginable over the next 24 hours. We'll see you tomorrow night for Fandom Empire now, 9 p.m. Eastern. Until then, don't forget the boogeyman. He's not coming. He's fucking back.